Bravo!
Well, Frodrick, did you enjoy my singing?
I'm sure it was very nice, but seeing as how I'm a bat and all, I wouldn't trust my opinion on opera. But if you knew the Draxylvania polka, then I'm your bat.
I just cannot tell if it was good or not. If only I were back at the Pelly Academy. Oh, I just wish I were back in Pelly altogether.
Yuck! Hey, don't worry, babe. I'll get you out of here. All we gotta do is stick to the P-L-A-N. Capiche?
Thank you, Frodrick. Oh, you're so good to me.
You've been pretty good to me, too. Besides, hanging out with you, I get a chance to torment Mr. Short, Pale, and Stupid.
I heard that.
Oh! Speak of the devil. Aren't you running a little late tonight, errand boy?
I'm starving, Shroudy. I need my wine.
Yes, Mona, my love. I shall go off right away and begin hunting for looking for a wine shop in town. I know just the place. They have an excellent selection of the finest wines. O positive, O negative, my favorite.
Yeah, I'm sure 10 minutes from now will be an excellent vintage.
Are you still here?
Who, me? No.
All right, he's gone. Quick!
Hey, you know he's getting blood, right? You drink blood.
Shh! Now is not the time to start that old argument. It's not blood, it's just... well,
A real thick and, salty tasting Merlot with a little, iron aftertaste? Is that what that is?
something like that, yeah.
You know, the Nile is not just a river in colonized British Egyptian Sudan.
Out with it, damn you.
Did you see which one?
Yeah, the third one on the left, I think. Or was it the first one? You know, I really didn't get a good look, but definitely on the left. The last three.
Oh, man! At this rate, I am never going to get off this island.
Patience, child. The stars have aligned and things are about to get interesting.
What was that?
What was what?
Quickly, up to my balcony.
Why? What's going on?
Surprise! Baku, help, quickly!
No, Mona, my love. I shall never set you free. Don't you know you are mine? Forever!
I am free, Frodrick! Free!
I hear you. Jeez. I got pretty big ears if you hadn't noticed. And you're not totally free. You still have to find the key to the boathouse. Till then, you're stuck here.
Oh, right. Good point.
That was very unusual. He said Mona? Who is this Mona, I wonder? Our work here is most decidedly not done.
It's stuck! There's no way I can open this thing unless we find that key. It's a stone gargoyle. This one looks uncomfortable.
Like he's between a rock and a hard place?
This gargoyle looks too dumb to talk.
Yeah, he probably has rocks in his head.
I can't push that. But even if I could, I'm not sure what that would accomplish.
It would give the lake monster something to chew on.
It's the shoreline of Lake Va. I have to find a way to escape this damnable castle so that I can get over there and back to Paris.
Why don't you fly over there again? I know it's kind of far, but I think we could make it.
For some reason, I can't fly over moving water. It must be part of the magic curse Shroudy placed on me.
Curse, huh? Does the name of this so-called curse rhyme with Vampyre?
It's the lake monster of Lake Va, a hideous creature that slinks through the water, devouring whatever creatures he can find. A monstrous creature.
Well, in his defense, he is technically a monster.
Why are you defending him?
Let's just say, I know what it's like to be a misunderstood miscreant mired in melancholy.
Nice alliteration.
Thank you. Nice assonance.
Hello, Mr. Lake Monster. I think you are so glossy and shiny and powerful looking. I bet you're just misunderstood and not monstrous at all.
What are you trying to do? Make a new friend or something?
Did it ever occur to you that once we find a way out of this castle, we're probably going to end up encountering that creature? What if it ends up that he's hungry and he decides he wants to eat one of us? At that point, Is he more likely to choose the friendly, young woman, or the annoying little bat who's always being mean to him?
Hey, Lake Monster, you rock! Buddy old pal of mine, you rule!
It's a rather ornate hanging banner.
It's the Von Kiefer family crest, a two-headed vulture holding some thigh bones.
I can't make out the family motto. Fudzik?
Get to pickin' while the pickins are good. Words to live by.
I can't reach it from here. The tapestry is fairly loose. I'm not going to pull it down right now, but if I need it at some point, I'll remember that it's here. It's so rusty. It will definitely shatter if I hit anything with it, but it may have other uses. I'll remember it's here.
It's a bear rug.
Is it just me, or are its eyes following us? It's the dedication plaque for this theater.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that Shroudy might have a crush on you.
There's nothing off stage. It's absolutely, completely empty. There's no reason whatsoever to go back there.
But maybe we should...
Trust me once for a change. It's a bunch of levers. But whatever it is they're supposed to do isn't working.
They're actually used to make the theater backdrops go up and down, and they used to work just fine.
How do you know this?
Because the current backdrop has a giant sun on it. I used to wait until Shroudy was walking by the theater, and then pull the lever and make the sun suddenly appear. It used to scare the crap out of him.
What do you mean used to?
Well, I kinda broke it. I was sitting there waiting for Shroudy to walk by, and I started to feel hungry. So I went and got some nut and fruit snacks out of my cage. While I was happily munching away, a couple of them slipped through my wings and fell down inside the control panel. Ever since then, I haven't been able to pull the levers.
Can't you reach in there and grab your nuts and dried fruits?
Unfortunately, the holes in the panel are too narrow for me to fit my wings through.
You need to learn to be less messy when you eat. I sure hope we don't need to use these for some reason. But considering how things have gone so far, I'm sure we will. It's a note pinned to the control panel.
Let me save you crow's feet and read that for you. It says, Baron Shroudy, I fixed the control panel for the theater flats. I had to, find something about, cross-wired to some power source? We'll fix it next time, I think. Signed RM. Man, this guy must be a doctor. I can barely read this note.
don't know what it is about this mirror, but I simply don't look like myself.
You're pulling my wing, right?
What do you mean?
Sweetheart, it looks like Shroudy taped the picture over your mirror, probably because he didn't want you to see, or actually not see, your reflection. Apparently, he had some 6-year-old kid draw the picture.
Wait a minute. What does it say down in the corner? With love from Shroudy.
Scratch the 6-year-old kid idea. I guess I'll have to add art to my list of things that Shroudy sucks at. Maybe I'll put it just below escaping vampire hunters.
I tear this picture down, but I'm afraid of what I'll see underneath.
You mean not see, right?
I better take this. I might need it at some point. I'd better grab this. It's a pure crystal perfume spray bottle. It's a bottle of body lotion. Not much left. They are bags of Fodrick's snack food. A combination of dried fruits and oily nuts.
Everything a growing bat needs. Sunflower seeds, almonds and peanuts, dried apricots and bananas, and a few leftover free-range grubs from the always important insect group.
After we escape, we won't have time to stop and eat. So we better bring these along. It's a lovely collection of vases.
Mona? Those aren't vases.
What do you mean?
You see the names on them? Edgar von Trapperkeeper, Ferris von Bueller, Klaus von Kiefer? Vases generally don't have proper names or titles. Those are all of the Baroness's dead husbands.
And all this time I thought they were just designer potpourri containers. She sure had a lot of unlucky husbands.
Yeah, unlucky that they met her.
I might need that, but I can't carry it around with me. I'll keep it in mind. It's my bed.
Really? Because I thought your bed was down in the basement. You know, that pine box with dirt in the bottom that smells a bit like a corpse?
Well, I like sleeping down there better because this room gets way, way too bright. I'm not tired right now. Besides, I rather enjoy staying up late. Although sometimes it makes me so tired, I end up sleeping the entire day away.
Gee, I wonder why. Could it have anything to do with being a vampire?
Vampire schmampire. It's just a simple curse, nothing more. I'm going to take this. It's a vase full of dead roses. Shroudy used to bring me flowers every week, but they were always pretty much the same.
Roses?
Dead. It's a hand-drawn picture. I think it's supposed to be Shroudy's mother.
Picasso, he ain't. That's for sure.
It looks like one of those toys that you spin and then it makes the various animal noises. This animal noise toy just might come in handy. It's a picture of some really weird-looking man. The picture frame says, "From Jack the Gimper to my lovely Baroness."
Man, that is one crazy-looking man. I hope we never run into that guy.
With our luck, we'll probably end up meeting him. It's a snow-covered planter box. Look at that! Beneath the snow are some flower bulbs. Even with the snow gone, I doubt they'll grow. That dirt looks like it hasn't been refreshed in years. It's a frozen planter box with a few flower bulbs still in it. I feel like maybe we should say a few words or something. After all, these are the Baron's remains.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to say goodbye to the Baron von Kiefer. And though he's already walked through the valley of the shadow of death, today we must ask not what this planter box can do for him, but what he can do for this planter box. Ashes to ashes, so on and so forth, yada yada yada. Now dump that sucker.
Touching, Frederick. Truly touching. That didn't do anything. Flat.
What'd you expect? It's ash. Noble ash, but still just ash nonetheless.
I've already done that. It looks like a poker and a brazier full of hot coals. Obviously, this is another one of Shroudy's torture devices. Judging from the smell in the air, I'd say it's gotten some use lately.
Is that what that is? Oh, man! I thought maybe somebody was cooking hamburgers down here. My mouth started watering as soon as we came down the steps.
It's a large mace hanging high up on the wall. From the looks of it, I'd say it's still in pretty good condition.
Mace, huh? Is that what it's called? I thought it was called anesthesia.
I bet a big, heavy hitting thing might be useful somewhere, but I'm not going to carry it around. I'll keep it in mind, though. It appears to be some sort of hideous torture device. I wonder where the Baroness would find such a thing.
Maybe she went shopping at that trendy new Swedish torture furniture superstore. I've heard they have a wide selection of inexpensive torture gear, and when you walk through the store, they have a bunch of different dungeon rooms set up so you can actually see how your torture device would look once you take it home.
That's a rather odd-looking item. I wonder what it's used for.
I'll take a wild guess. How about grinding stuff?
It's some sort of torture device. It looks like my Aunt Votre Mère. It's my bed.
You mean it's your coffin, right?
Oh, Frederick, you and your vampire obsession. It's my bed, nothing more.
You say tomato, I say tomato, you say bed, I say it's a velvet-lined pine box that corpses sleep in. I call that a coffin.
I still say it's my bed. And come to think of it, I really need to wash my sheets. For some reason, each morning when I wake up, I am laying on a pile of dirt.
I'm no expert, but I think the dirt is something you vampire types need for some reason. Something about a grave. I swear I read that somewhere.
I'm no vampire, so I won't be needing this dirt. I don't need to be dragging my bed.
Coffin.
I'm going to ignore that. Anyway, I don't need my bed right now, but it's good to know that it's here in case I need it later.
It's a rather bizarre-looking fountain.
Is it just me, or is that fountain actually wearing sunglasses?
Well, maybe he's cool. Because when you're cool, the sun shines on you 24 hours a day. Unless you're a vampire, of course. Then the sun shines on you only once, and you burst into flames.
Hello, Mr. Fountain. How are you doing today?
I think he said, "I'd love to chat with you, but it's hard to speak with a high-pressure jet of water emanating from my mouth."
I can imagine. I wonder if there's a way to turn it off somehow.
There aren't any valves to shut off the water that I can see. Maybe they're somewhere else.
It's Shroudy's coffin. I can't believe we sleep in the same room.
Separate coffins, at least. Sometimes you need to look on the bright side of things.
It won't budge. The coffin has some kind of combination lock on the side of it. What is that thing?
Let me see. It looks like there's a small plaque down on the corner of the chair. Let me read it. It says, Acme Groin Crusher.
Aren't you going to follow that up with some kind of witty comment?
Mona, there are some things you simply do not joke about.
It's some sort of fake man thing. I don't know what it is, but it looks like maybe it was made out of clay.
Poor fellow. He really lost his head. I think he's a magically created golem. Somebody made him and sent him here for a reason.
I think we all know what that is. Hello there.
Well, hello there, dearie. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Oh! You can talk!
Oh, don't be frightened, my dears. I won't harm you.
Who are you?
My name is Barbara, although my friends call me Barb. Get it, Barb?
Yeah, I think we get it. Bob, as in a sharp metal device that slowly and painfully rends flesh as it gets pushed into some poor bastard's body? That's downright hilarious. Well, maybe that guy doesn't find it so funny.
Oh, just ignore him. That.
Aside from torturing people, what do you do down here?
Well, I'm actually the torture chamber stenographer. It's my job to record what's being said down here when Shroudy or the Baroness are, in a serious discussion with her, guests.
What kind of stuff have you heard? Could you tell us?
Oh, sure. I don't think that would harm anything. I like to think of myself as an open book. And speaking of books, that's what the Baroness would usually be asking about. Shroudy, on the other hand, he usually didn't ask anything at all.
Why? Was Shroudy too shy?
No, too sadistic. The one fellow over there without his head, Shroudy really went after. That's right around the time when the Baroness disappeared. Curious thing about that guest.
What?
He didn't bleed at all. Shroudy took one whack at his head and it fell on the floor and shattered like a Ming vase. Very, very odd. Even for around here.
Book? What book?
Oh, yes. The Book of Shrouds was always the topic of discussion for the Baroness. It was mostly various priests, scholars, magicians, historians, and, holy men that the Baroness would bring down here. She was definitely trying to extract knowledge from them about that book.
When was the last time you saw the Baroness?
She was torturing that headless man over there several years ago. After she got the information she wanted, she left the castle in a hurry and never returned.
Do you have the session memorized right before the Baroness left?
Yes, let me see. I believe I have it here. It's been a few years. Oh. Here I go. Man from Cabal. Ouch, ouch, ouch. It hurts so much. Ah, I can't take it. Ah.
Do you think you could skip ahead a little bit to where he was actually talking?
Yes, of course. Man from Cabal. Yes, I have the tome you're looking for. It will give you all the secrets to unlocking the book. Baroness, tell me where it is or I'm going to shove this hot poker.
Oh my! Could we please, skip ahead a little bit more?
Oh, certainly. Man from Cabal. The tome is in my camp, buried at the base of a large oak tree near the Vargo Pass crossroads. Baroness, you'd better not be lying to me or when I return you will feel pain as you have never felt it before. After that, the Baroness disappeared. A few days later, Shroudy came downstairs screaming about a trap. He took an axe and tried to chop the poor fellow's head off. But when the head rolled off, there was no blood. It wasn't a man at all. It was some kind of talking clay statue or some such.
I think it's called a clay golem.
How do you know about that?
Used to play a lot of Dungeons and Dogs. The clay golems dropped a lot of loot and were pretty aggro.
I should have known. Bob, please go on.
Apparently, somebody was laying a trap for the Baroness. And it must have worked, for she never returned.
What did Shroudy do after that?
I believe he searched frantically for months, but he didn't find a single trace of her at Vargo Pass or anywhere else in Draxylvania. Poor little monster. He lost his mommy so young. He was devoted to her, you know. He got lonely and left on holiday soon after that. He came back occasionally with a new female companion, but he seemed to grow tired of each one after a time. Then off he would go again.
Hey, Mona, that may explain why you're here.
Yes, from what I've seen, he likes you best of them so far. Maybe it's because you look so much like her.
Like whom?
Oh, his mother, the Baroness, of course.
What was this cabal you mentioned?
I don't know, but I do recall they all seemed to wear a belt that had a gold circle with a star in the middle and an eye in the middle of the star. The Baroness seemed to really, give them special attention.
Who was the guess you speak of?
The Baroness would search all over the world for priests and scholars, or even wizards and witches, and invite them to stay at the castle, all expenses paid.
Let me guess. She slipped them a Mickey, and instead of the spa, they ended up down here.
Right. Then she would ask me to take down everything I heard for future reference. When she was done, some went into the pit, and a few she took somewhere else. Maybe another dungeon somewhere. I don't know. As you can imagine, I don't get around much.
What does being an Iron Maiden pay?
Pay? Oh no, I have to do this. I'm not sure why. Torturing people does seem horrible and just downright unfriendly and all, but we all have to follow the paths our creators have laid down for us. My path in this life is to slowly squeeze the life out of people and record their thoughts on the matter. Simple, true, but still rewarding. Settle down or Mama isn't going to be happy.
How come we have never had the pleasure of talking before?
Well, the Baroness and later Shroudy always told me never to talk to strangers or any guests. But now that they're both gone, I just feel free to talk to you for some reason.
How are you able to talk?
Oh, for the longest time I was scrap metal from a wrecked ship, the SS Woebegone out of Lake Superior. Then I was sold to Acme Toys, Tools, and Torture Devices in Port Varda. There I was forged and cast and shipped here. Then one Christmas Eve, the Baroness made a wish upon a bright star that I would come to life. And what do you know? A magical fairy came down and granted her wish, and that is how I came to life.
Are you sure that's the way it happened?
Pretty sure.
Do you happen to know the combination to Shroudy's coffin?
No, I'm sorry. I don't know the whole combination, but I am pretty sure the first number is 0, though. Unfortunately, from my position, I can really only see the first number. Wish I could help more. Oh, good idea. My, grumbling stomach thinks you should go ask Ozzy, the fountain gargoyle. He might have had a better vantage point of the combination.
Oh, I will. Thank you.
I should warn you, he is a bit rusty in the head and is sometimes impossible to understand.
Well, I better be going. It's been very nice talking with you.
You too. Shh, hush. Bye-bye.
Eek! Rats!
You mean Frankie and the gang? Nah, don't worry about him, Mona. That rat pack is a bunch of good fellas.
Well, if you say so. Those are some rats inhabiting the crypt. Not in your life.
What? They're just rats. Filthy, disgusting, disease-ridden rats who cheat at cards.
Hello?
Hey, hello there yourself, Dollface. How you doing today?
Who are you?
My name is Frank, although my friends call me Frankie. I'm here with my associates, Sammy, Joey, and Dean. We've been living in this castle for quite some time. You might say we manage the neighborhood.
How you doing, Frankie?
Hey, look, yous guys, it's the Froadmeister. I told you about him. This crazy guy could do things with his calculator that would make your head spin. You still do that trick, eh, Frody?
Oh, no, Frankie. I've sort of stopped doing stuff like that. I'm laying off the vino now, staying clean, if you know what I mean.
Forget about it. Yo, hey, sorry to hear about the thing with Rocco. You know, he's still looking for you. He and the Belfry boys are still pretty steamed up. You better make it right, and soon. Capiche?
And what about you? Looks like you got yourself a full-on rat pack.
Don't be a wise guy. You're trying to be some kind of comedian or something?
Nah, I really think of myself as more of a short, one-eyed song and dance man.
Please forgive him.
Forget about it.
Do you and your associates know the layout of the castle?
Oh, yeah. My associates and I use the old plumbing running through the castle to get from room to room. We pretty much have the run of the place, with the exception of the kitchen.
Why can't you go into the kitchen?
Well, the Baroness's cat hangs out in there. She's taken down a lot of my soldiers. Just the other day, she whacked my cousin Jimmy the Rat Carboni.
Not the most inventive nickname I've ever heard.
What are you gonna do? It's a popular name. Everybody wants it. So what am I gonna do?
How come I never met you before?
Well, your master Baron Shroudy wasn't too fond of us. So we laid low until we heard from Edgar the Raven that Shroudy got whacked. Did you order that hit?
What? Me? No! I didn't even know you could order a hit. Or I might have been tempted to order one sooner.
And I've heard you singing too. It's nice, but a bit overwhelming and loud. You need to learn to control it better so you don't blow away your audience.
Gee, thanks. Opera tips from a rat.
An Italian rat? If we Italians know anything, it's opera. You're good. You just need some coaching.
You guys use the pipes, right? We might need some plumbing help.
Yeah, we know this castle's plumbing like the back of our claws.
Do you guys know how to turn off the fountain over there?
Well, we might be able to do that for you. For a price.
Always a price with these guys. Ever heard of altruism?
Yeah, my grandmother had that. Her shaking got so bad we eventually had to hand feed her. This was just before that pie-whacker son of a... got her. So, what about it?
Oh, never mind. What do you want this time?
Well, nothing in particular. Just trade us something of value and we'll fix your pipes. No problem. I'll get Remy the Ratfink to do it for you if we can drag him away from that stupid cookbook he found.
Fine. We'll think of something.
Yeah, you do that. Anything else?
No, that is enough.
Hey, I can never get enough of talking to you, honey pie.
Do you know the combination to Shroudy's coffin?
You know, we never did try to steal his combo. He never had anything we wanted to, borrow. But I bet Ozzy over at the water pool or Big Bad Barb over here saw something. Why not ask them?
Okay, I will. Thanks.
Hey, anything for you, Dollface. You got any more questions for Papa Frankie over here?
Bob over there mentioned something about a magic book the Baroness was interested in. Are you familiar with that?
How could we not be? It's all the Baroness ever screamed about while she was torturing the poor bastard she brought down here.
You mind telling me about it?
Well, that depends. That's where my memory enters what you call a gray area.
How gray?
Navy blue. But it might get a little more beige if you do us a solid.
Navy isn't a shade of gray. Neither is beige.
Navy, Army, Air Force, Marines. What's the difference? What color? You want to do business or what?
I'll listen. What do you propose?
We need you to hit somebody for us, and it needs to be a real message job. Pyewacket, the Baroness's cat, lives near the kitchen. You take her out, and maybe we can do some business.
You want me to kill a defenseless little kitty?
Defenseless, she's 20 pounds of pure feline killing machine. She's too much for any of my capos to handle. We even brought in a specialist from Sicily. After Pyewacket was finished with him, all that was left was a single foot.
I guess this Pyewacket likes Italian.
If you take care of this little problem for us and bring a collar as proof the deed was done, we'll tell you what you need to know to get to the Book of Shrouds. I will tell you this much. To find the Book of Shrouds, you're going to have to gain access to the Baroness's secret laboratory, which is only accessible through the library. Now that's all I'm gonna tell you until you bring me the cat's collar.
Fine. Kill a defenseless little kitten and bring back the collar as proof.
Yeah, that's it. You have any more questions for me, sweet cheeks?
No, I have heard quite enough.
Au revoir. That's strange. I never realized the castle had a sub-basement. It looks a little hot in there.
Who's that mean-looking dude with the pitchfork? And who is that standing next to him?
You mean the guy with the stupid look on his face and the name tags that says, "My name is George"? I have no idea. This might come in handy, but I'm not carrying it around. I'll keep it in mind. Yes, if I need to light the torch, that would do it.
All we need now is a few hundred close friends with pitchforks and sticks, and we'll be ready to storm the castle of the local mad scientist.
Ugh, that is such an unimaginative cliché. It's a couple of chains.
Now all we need are some chips, dip, whips, and we got ourselves a party.
It's a rather ghoulish-looking smiley face.
You've got to love the power of positive thinking. Here he was, trapped in a dungeon, obviously bleeding, and yet he chose to make a smiley face instead of a frown. It's really quite uplifting if you think about it.
Re-drum. What does re-drum mean?
It's Moo-Rurder spelled backwards, I think. I knew a Moo-Rurder once. He owes me money.
You're really not making any sense. It's stuck. The hinges appear to be rusted shut. I won't be able to open this up until the hinges are working. That loosened one of them up, but I had to use all the lotion in the bottle. Now it's empty.
Hey, fellas, look who's back. That tall drink of water and the Froadmeister. Now, what can we do for yous?
We have these mixed nuts and dried fruit snacks for you. You think you might want these in exchange for helping us out?
Fruits and nuts, huh? Well, all right. Toss them here.
Here you are. Soon as you are done eating, will you please stop the water from coming out over there?
Hey, these are delicious. Hey, Dino. Go kill the water on the fountain. Dean, baby, you okay? Uh-oh. I think he's stuck.
Look, Mona, the water in the fountain stopped.
Oh, well. I guess you two won't ever get the chance to hear him sing Bats Amore. Pity. He was pretty good. Anyway, glad we could be of service, and thanks for the nuts and fruits. Ciao.
Bonsoir. Who are you?
My name is Ozzy. I'm a fountain. Yeah, fountain, and I think I'm a... Well, wait, what was the question?
Seems like maybe this guy's been drinking something else besides water.
What do you do down here?
Well, I sit around and watch things, you know, you know, there are people, they come in and out of here, and sometimes I see things, and I like to write songs, but what's my name again?
You said you see things around here? What kind of things?
Usually, it's blokes getting tortured, but aside from that, there's usually a couple of people who come down here just before sunrise, and then they climb into them funny-looking beds. But one is a short, pasty-faced dude with a bad temperament. But the other one, she's a tall, good-looking broad. You know, she looks a lot like you, actually.
That's because it is me. My name is Mona. That short, pasty-faced dude you mentioned is keeping me locked in this castle against my will.
That's not right. Is there anything I can do to help?
You said you see Shroudy. When he goes to bed, does he do anything unusual?
Well, it seems like he's always fumbling about with that weird clock on the side of his bed.
Weird clock?
Well, yeah. I see him dialing in a couple of numbers. I assumed it might be a reminder he set for himself to take his meds on account of him being nuts and all, right? But I have some experience with medication myself. Or should I say, medicating myself.
Ozzy, would you mind telling us the numbers he uses?
Oh, yeah, right, sure. Yeah, well, I think there are 3 numbers, but I only know 2 of them. And the numbers are 3 and 7, and I know that 7 is the final number.
Thank you, Ozzy. You've been very helpful. That is all I need to know.
You did it, Mona. The coffin is opening.
Knowing what a little pervert Shroudy is, I'm not sure I want to know what's under his pillow.
Don, it's only the newspaper. You kinda got my hopes up there for a minute.
I'm gonna grab this. It might come in handy.
Looks like Loverboy had a few pictures made of you. How does that make you feel?
Sorry, I couldn't speak for a moment. I had to swallow a mouthful of bile back down. I'm not going to take any of those pictures.
Can I have one?
Only if you want me to rip your wings off. Let's crush Frederick's fruits and nuts.
Hold on. What are you doing? Mona, please, wait!
Relax, Frederick. They are just the fruits and nuts from your cage.
Oof. On a somewhat related note, I'll let you know when my heart restarts.
This bottle is empty. I can fill it up with this dripping oil. That did it. Both hinges are now loose. That did it. The pit is now open.
Man, that smells horrible.
Ugh. Oh my! Frederick! It looks like a pile of rotting bodies. How revolting!
It looks like there are a couple of fresh ones down there. They still got some meat on them.
Why on God's good green earth did the Baroness dump bodies down here?
Now we know why it stinks so bad. I had heard rumors about the fate of the Baroness's numerous guests after they came here. But man, she was one messed up witch. P.U. That smells so bad, I don't think I can even go near it. The only way I'd ever go down there is if the smell was somehow removed. It is that bad. But I have no problem with carrion. In fact, carrion jerky makes the best jerky.
There's not enough perfume in the world to cover that smell.
I bet I could provoke the gargoyle that has the key by smashing them all with that mace.
Hey, that's not half bad. And it will be extremely fun. Let's do it. Yeech. Looks like our favorite lake monster has a serious case of acid reflux disease.
Whatever that is, it sounds painful.
Inky needs to stop eating so much Italian.
Oh, like lasagna or pizza?
No, Italians. Like the boat full of Venetian tourists that he sank yesterday.
Inky smells really, really foul.
Yeah, probably from all the tourists rotting in his gizzard.
Disgusting. Maybe the whole perfume bottle will make him smell better.
please. I feel as though we've started off on the wrong foot. Or in your case, perhaps the wrong claw. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Mona de Lafitte.
Charmed, I'm sure. I don't usually associate with common folk such as yourself. As you appear to be a lady, I would consider kissing your hand, but based on the smell of you, I must conclude that you are clearly a member of the unwashed masses.
You certainly are an unpleasant creature.
You would be unpleasant too if you endured what I have.
Like what? Tell me your story.
Oh, very well. Many years ago, the Baroness von Kiefer created me in her workshop. Apparently, the Baron's death left the castle a bit on the lonely side. After my creation, I was allowed to reside in the library. The Baroness and I would spend hours talking, and in my free time I was given full access to the Von Kiefer library. During the day I would spend hours upon hours educating myself and feasting upon literary delicacies such as Shakespeare, Chaucer, and Milton. A most enjoyable experience, I assure you.
Why are you so angry?
Do you really want to hear my story?
If you tell me yours, I'll tell you mine.
Oh, very well. Many years ago, the Baroness von Kiefer created me in her workshop. Apparently, the Baron's death left the castle a bit on the lonely side. After my creation, I was allowed to reside in the library. The Baroness and I would spend hours talking, and in my free time I was given full access to the Von Kiefer library. During the day I would spend hours upon hours educating myself and feasting upon literary delicacies such as Shakespeare, Chaucer, and Milton. A most enjoyable experience, I assure you.
I'm curious. How did you end up on this bridge?
The Baroness decided she wanted to have a child.
A child? Who was the father? You?
No. I assure you no child of mine would turn out like Shroudy. And if it did, I would have thrown him into the lake.
That would seriously impact your chances of getting one of those world's greatest dad coffee mugs.
No, truth be told, I don't know who Shroudy's father is. All I know is that the Baroness disappeared into her workshop. There were some strange sounds, then the crying of a child. I can't imagine what went on down there. Your guess is as good as mine on the origin of that hellion.
Stop right there. I don't want to know.
Oh, don't be absurd.
Good. I didn't want that image in my head. The Baroness of this castle?
Yes. Before Shroudy ruled here, the Baroness Lilith von Kiefer was in charge.
So then you and she...
Oh, don't be absurd.
You don't seem to like Shroudy.
Oh, God, no. Not at all. After he was born, my days of living quietly in the library were over. He thought I was his play toy and pestered me constantly. Finally, one day after he attempted to dress me up in one of the Baroness's nightgowns, I yelled at him and told him to never touch me again. He ran off crying to the Baroness, and that's all it took. I've been on this bridge ever since.
If you hated Shroudy so much, why didn't you leave after the Baroness disappeared?
You of all people should know. Like you, I'm magically bound to this castle. I can't just simply fly away. As punishment for yelling at her son, I'm doomed to be stuck out in the cold, forever holding this key in my mouth.
If you hate Shroudy so much, why not just give us the key?
Let me take your suggestion under advisement. I think not.
You are such a jerk!
Well then, I guess that's why I'm not going to give you the key. Because I'm just a jerk. Now run along, you two, back to your tower. Get comfortable, because without this key, there's no way you're getting through that door. Oh, did I mention the door and the key were enchanted? So, as you can see, there's no way you're getting through that door, and no way I'm giving you this key.
Name your price for the key. Any price.
I might have something. Get rid of the Raven Edgar for me, and then we can talk about giving you the key.
No way. Edgar's cool. Why don't you like him?
He is a bird. He sits above me. I am a statue. You figure it out. Let's just say he has bad aim.
Or good aim, from my point of view.
It's disgusting. Just like you. Get rid of him and I may think about giving you the key. Till then, leave me alone so I may think my thoughts.
Oh, so that's what you snooty types call picking your nose and scratching your backside. I always wondered.
Enough! Rufus, where is this Edgar Raven you speak of?
Haven't you been listening? He sits above me in a raven roost at the top of the tower. Now please return to the great unwashed masses from whence you came.
Do you actually like sitting on this bridge and being Shroudy's servant?
No, because he's always taking me for granite. Oh my, yes. Oh my, yes.
That joke is old enough to collect a pension.
What is your name? Kid Kooky, master of all comedy? I'll have you know that I have read 32 books on comedy, and have been told I can be fresh, funny, and cutting edge.
I see. So you just choose not to be.
Exactly. And to answer your query, seriously this time?
Yes, stay serious, please.
It's not a matter of liking what I do. It is a matter of duty. We enchanted gargoyles take pride in doing our duties and doing them well.
Unlike your joke-telling.
You are extremely lucky I am bound to this bridge, or you would be severely punished.
Your jokes are punishment enough.
May I please have the key to the rest of the castle?
Not going to happen, I'm afraid. I take my job very seriously, unlike you.
I don't have a job. What job are you talking about?
Looking pretty, smelling nice, not speaking till spoken to. I wouldn't expect a raise if I were you.
Hey, anyone ever teach you it isn't polite to speak ill of the dead, you rotten...
Ixnay on the Ottenlay! We still need to get the key, remember? Is there anything we could do to help persuade you to give us the door key? I think it is nigh time we go.
Funny, I had that exact thought.
It's stuck. There's no way I can open this thing unless we find that key. Let's go see what's up.
Edgar's up. And he's sober.
Sober? Are you sure? Not from where I'm standing. Excuse me, Mr. Raven. Might I have a quick word with you?
Yeah, sure.
My name is Mona. What's yours?
The name's Edgar. Hey, I've seen you before. You're that gal the short guy keeps locked up in the tower, aren't you?
Yes. My full name is Mona de Lafitte. Pleased to make your acquaintance. And yes, I am sad to say that for the past year, Shroudy has kept me locked up in this castle. But now I finally have a chance at freedom. Earlier tonight, Shroudy was killed. We heard his screams from across the lake.
Dead, huh? Well, it couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. So now the castle is yours. Don't worry about me staying here. I'm building a permanent nest in Gosford Falls near where my girl lives. But until I make a good nest and collect my fortune, she won't marry me. So this is my bachelor pad till then.
I can't get through the door that's right below you. Rufus, one of the gargoyles, has the key, but he won't give it to us.
Well, I'd like to help you, but I don't know too much about those gargoyles. All I know is that every time I do my business, I hear one of them yelling up at me from below.
Oh!
Well, I'm a bird. I do bird stuff. But they haven't had much to complain about lately. I'm a bit backed up, if you know what I mean.
Maybe.
Yeah, the carrion pickings are always pretty slim in the winter. But come spring, it'll be a veritable feast of dried out carrion. That'll get the old pipes flowing.
Good to know, I guess. How do you like living in Castle Varg?
It's all right. I can do what I want, hang out with my buds, party, drink. No one bothers me. But I feel out of touch sometimes way out here. When I was in the city, I was in the know. Could follow my favorite sports team, hear the latest gossip. Sometimes it's just too isolated around here. You know what I mean?
I do. You just need to feel more connected to the world, more informed. I do too. As soon as I'm back in Pelly, things will be back to normal.
Great. Well, good luck with that.
Do you know of another way into this part of the castle?
Nah. This place is sealed up tighter than... Well, it's sealed up tight. Just before you got here, that short fellow went around installing bars and locks and boarded up almost every window and door to this part of the castle. I guess Shroudy didn't want someone, probably you, to get in for some reason.
That is all I need to know. It's an old angelic-looking statue standing right on the edge of the tower. Well, that didn't work. I'm stronger than I was, but I still can't push this over.
Wait, Mona! Rufus isn't under the statue. If you drop it on him, it'll miss and hit the stone wall next to him.
You're right, Frederick. We better find a way to get the key from him.
It's Edgar's wash tub. It's one of Edgar's clothespins. Here you go. It's the latest edition of the Traxylvania Times Picayune. Ignore the bloodstains. I think it's yesterday's edition.
Hey, thanks! Now I can find out how the All Blacks are doing. I really appreciate it.
As a reward, can we borrow your clothespin for a while?
Yeah, no problem. I won't need it since I want to catch up with this paper for a while.
Frederick, I have this clothespin you can use for your nose.
Gee, thanks, Mona. I didn't get you anything. I'll put it on when you need me to. It's pretty nasty down here, Mona. This place has more paper boys than a newspaper delivery convention, and more wizard types than a Scottish school for witchcraft and wizardry. This one was a kid with glasses. One of the bodies has legs that were pretty muscular. There's definitely some high-fiber flesh residue left on the thigh bones. I could pull off a chunk if we need it. Hey, Mona, will you do me a favor?
But of course, Fudrick. What do you want?
Don't ask me for any more favors.
Fudrick, use the clothespin on your nose again. Go down and get some dried carrion meat for Edgar. That might get his, his...
Yeah, I know, pipe's moving. Good idea. The results of that might motivate Rufus to move his stone butt. I'm on it.
You'll have to excuse me. I've got some business to attend to. Like I said, a bird's gotta do what a bird has gotta do.
What the... Hey, watch it, you smelly miscreant. If I didn't have to guard this door, I'd come up there and give you the thrashing of a lifetime.
Blow it out your pie hole, Rufus, or I'll take better aim next time.
Let's see you take this under advisement, jerkweed.
Yippee!
Thank you so much for watching, and hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked this, like, comment and subscribe for more. Have a nice day.